Hi everyone and welcome to Germany for Student channel. Today is 43rd lesson of A1 level of German language course, and today we are going to talk about the topic of Trennbare Verben. Trennbar is an adjective which means separable, and today we are going to learn separable verbs. In the earlier lessons we have learned different types of verbs, and today we are going to learn a new type of verb which is separable. Now, what does it mean for a verb to be separable? It means that the verb can be separated into two different parts. Now, you can see that I have listed some verbs here, and if you look at these verbs, you can see that there is one part of the verb here and one part of the verb here. One part is here and second part is here. Similarly, you can see for all verbs, I have mentioned two different colors in order to show that these are two different parts of the verb. Now, if you look at the second part of this verb, for example, which is uncommon, we have already learned this common and we are very familiar with this part of the verb which is common, which means to come. Now, if we add a prefix in front of this common verb, let's say the prefix is un, then it will change the meaning of this infinitive verb, and we will see that how to use these verbs and what are the meanings of these prefixes if they are added to any infinitive verb. So prefix can be auf, ab, an, ein, mit, zu, zurück. These are only few prefixes which I have listed here. Now, if you look at this list of separable verbs, you will see that at the first position we have a small preposition in most of the cases, but not in every case, because here, for example, we are using ein, which is not a preposition. Similarly, here we are using zurück, which is not a preposition. Now, the first thing is that it's not mandatory to have a preposition here at the first position or as a prefix in the separable verb. So this is one thing, and second thing is that whether all type of prefixes are separable or not. The answer is no. Not all the prefixes are separable, but all of them that I have listed here in today's lesson, they all are separable. This is one thing. There are certain prefixes which are not separable. We will cover them in the next lesson, and there are certain prefixes which are sometimes separable and sometimes not. So these we will cover also in the coming lessons. So let's start with the separable verbs or Trennbare Verben and see that how we have to use these in a sentence. So the first example is aufstehen. Aufstehen. Aufstehen means to get up or to rise. So how we have to use these verbs in a sentence? Until now we have learned that we will use subject at the first position, which is not mandatory, but this is what we have learned, that we are going to use subject at the first position to make our life easier, and it's also correct, it's not wrong. And we have learned that verb will come at the second position in a normal German sentence, and we have to conjugate this verb according to the subject of sentence. This is what we have already learned, and we will follow the same rule to some extent while using these separable verbs. Now I have written this aufstehen verb. This part is the infinitive part, which is called infinitive form of the verb, and this is the preposition. Now, whenever we have to use a separable verb in the sentence, we have to conjugate the infinitive form of the verb according to the subject of sentence, which we have done here. This is what we have already learned. Now, what we have to do with the prefix will always go at the last position in the sentence. So, let's look at the example again. Ich stehe 8 Uhr auf. Wann stehst du auf? If this is the question, when do you wake up or when do you get up, then the answer is Ich stehe 8 Uhr auf. I get up at 8 o'clock. Now, Until this part we have already learned. Now at 8 o'clock or at 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock, whatever is the time, that will come after the conjugation of verb, and this prefix will come at the last position of the sentence. Now in the previous lessons we also learned that whenever we have to tell time, we will use the preposition So we have used as a preposition to tell at what time I get up. Next example is abfahren. Abfahren. We know that fahren is a verb which means to travel. Now if we use this prefix ab, then it will become abfahren, and this prefix will change the meaning of fahren, and with this prefix now abfahren means to depart. So whenever you want to use the word depart or verb depart, whether it is a train, a bus, or you are departing, you can use this verb abfahren. Let's look at the example. Der Zug fährt 10 Uhr ab. The train departs at 10 o'clock. Again, first position is for subject. What is departing? The train is departing. Then we have to conjugate the infinitive form of this verb according to the subject of sentence, and fahren, if we conjugate it with respect to third person singular, der Zug, it will become fährt. Next we have to tell time, at what time the train is departing, and for that we have to use preposition. We have used preposition 10 Uhr, and we know that the prefix of a separable verb will always go at the last position of the sentence. So we have used ab at the last position of the sentence. Next example is uncommon. Until now we know that common is a German verb which means to come, but if we use a prefix un, then it will become uncommon, and it will change the meaning of common, and uncommon means to arrive. Der Flug kommt 9 Uhr 30 an. Again, the subject will come at the first position. Uncommon will be conjugated according to the subject, and we know that we have to conjugate the infinitive form of the verb, and infinitive form common, if conjugated with respect to third person singular or the der Flug, it will become kommt. And then we have to tell time, at what time the flight is arriving. The flight is arriving at 9:30, so we have to tell the time by using the preposition and we know that the prefix will come at the last position of the sentence if we are using a separable verb. Next is anrufen. Anrufen means to call. Whenever you call someone on mobile or telephone, you can use this verb anrufen. We will apply the same rules and same formula, that we will conjugate rufen, which is the infinitive part of the verb, and we will conjugate this according to the subject. Er ruft mich morgen an. He calls me tomorrow. Now you just conjugate this rufen with respect to er, which is the subject of the sentence, and to whom he is calling me. So I am the accusative object of the sentence, and when he is calling me tomorrow, and at the end of the sentence we will use the prefix of the separable verb anrufen. Next is einkaufen. So far we know that kaufen means to buy, and if I use einkaufen or a prefix ein in front of kaufen verb, it will become einkaufen, and it means shopping. Wir kaufen immer samstags ein. We always shop on Saturdays. Now again, wir is the subject of the sentence, and kaufen verb, if conjugated with respect to wir subject, remains kaufen. Immer means always, and Samstags mean Saturdays. Samstag is a masculine noun and it is written with a capital S, but if you want to say that you always buy or always shop on Saturdays, then you have to write S with the small letter and you have to add an S at the end of Samstags. And we know that the prefix will always go at the last position of the sentence. Next is aufmachen. Aufmachen means to open. So whenever you want to use the word open, whether it is a window or door or a book or any box, for example, then you can use this aufmachen verb. Lisa macht das Fenster auf. Lisa macht das Fenster auf. Lisa opens the window. Now again, Lisa is the subject of sentence. Then aufmachen consists of this infinitive form and this prefix. What you have to do is you have to conjugate this machen or the infinitive form with respect to the subject, which is Lisa, so it will become macht. Now what is she opening? She is opening a window, das Fenster, and we know that the prefix will go at the last position of the sentence, so we have used auf at the last position of the sentence. Now I have listed further separable verbs, and it's your homework to make one sentence out with each of these separable verbs. I can tell you the meanings. Mitkommen means to come with someone. Mitfahren, to travel with someone. Umziehen, umziehen means to relocate. So if you are moving from one place to another, that can be within a city or within the country, you can use this verb umziehen. Ich ziehe for example, I relocate. For changing clothes, you can also use this umziehen verb, but then it will be in the form of reflexive verb. So sich umziehen means to change the clothes. Then einsteigen, to get in. When you get in bus or car or any other transport means, then you can use einsteigen. Zunehmen means to gain. When you gain weight, for example, you can use this zunehmen verb. Or if something is increasing, you can also use this zunehmen verb to depict or to show this trend of increase. Next is zurückfliegen, to fly back. So your homework is to make one sentence with all of these separable verbs. But one more thing that I wanted to tell you regarding separable verbs is that whenever you use separable verbs, it's enough to have a subject and a separable verbs. For example, ich rufe an, I call. So if you are calling someone and someone asks you, what are you doing, was machst du, and you say ich rufe an, I am calling. So ich rufe an. So in this case, you do not need to use ich anrufe. Because this is a separable verb, you have to always separate it and you have to put this prefix at the end. Now, if you are calling me, you can put ich rufe dich an, for example. Whatever is the additional part of the sentence, that will come between these two parts of the separable verbs. So you should not use ich anrufe. This will be wrong. And it is perfectly right to say ich rufe an. Ich ziehe ich komme mit. Der Flug kommt an. So this is how you can use these separable verbs. I hope that the use of separable verbs is clear to you now, and in the next lesson we will explore this topic a bit further to increase and enhance our knowledge of separable verbs. See you in the next video. Bye.